Welcome Gemini to Angeltopia TV, the home of Soothing Angel Tarot. It's lovely to have you with us today, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different today in that we're going to be looking ahead at the next 3 months, so July, August and September of 2023. I'm really excited to bring you your angel messages, but just a few reminders before we get going. Do remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to be informed of future readings, and also remember to share the video with any other Gemini out there who might benefit from these messages. And do remember that angel card readings are no substitute for professional healthcare or financial advice. They are designed for your gentle guidance and soothing comfort only. So with all of that said, the cards have been pre-shuffled. Let's have a look and see what your angels have to say to you for the next few months ahead. So we have here release, justice, the Queen of Fire, and we have the Knight of Water. Fantastic. Now, this is really interesting because these two cards came out as well for Taurus, which is really, really interesting. So a general energy here surrounding these cards. That's lovely. Okay, so let's have a look, Gemini, and see what brought you here today. So the last few weeks have been looking a little bit more balanced for you, I would say, in that I feel like you went through a bit of a tough period, not exactly a struggle, but I feel like maybe an internal conflict of some kind, so something you were battling with. It says here the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation and time to move on. So this is Archangel Azrael, who is the archangel of one door closing and another door opening, beginnings and endings. But mostly this angel comes in to ring in a new period, a new sort of chapter for you in your life. And you can see that he's walking from sort of darker backgrounds here into brighter lands and brighter light. So he's basically saying it's time to release the past and anything that is no longer serving you. In the last few weeks, I feel like you've been really aware of this, that you've been looking around and evaluating your life and thinking, okay, maybe I've not got the best setup around me. Perhaps I don't have the best support system, or maybe there's more I could do to sort of leave the past behind and focus on the future. I feel like you're going through a bit of a spiritual transformation, which it does say here, but I feel like that's kind of, you feel like you're finally able to breathe a little bit more. I feel like there's been a lot of tension around you, Gemini, and what you've been doing with that is that you've been kind of looking at your life and going, okay, I've not been feeling fantastic and I know things could be better, so what action can I take to make my life easier or make things feel nicer for myself? It's definitely time to move on. This is the angel that's definitely coming forward to tell you that. You've been sort of stuck in the past quite a lot, and you've been sort of stuck in the same routines for a long period of time, and you've kind of looked at everything and gone, okay, this isn't getting me anywhere now. It's time to change it up. It's time for a glow up. So I feel like you will be sort of making a few changes to your life for the better, and you will feel better for it. You'll feel this big sort of weight has been lifted off your shoulders, and your angels are here for it. They're like, this is the right time, Gemini. So, you know, there's nothing to fear. You've been feeling this for a while, and that's why you might have tapped on this reading today, because you've been looking for that little bit of extra guidance and a little nudge in the right direction, and this reading is it for you. So that tells me a little bit about where you've been. So let's have a look at where you're going. Okay, so for July, this card is representative of July, and you've got the Justice card. Yes, I really feel like once you release the past, it'll feel just. It'll feel like it was the right decision. And Archangel Raguel in this Major Arcana card is exactly the right angel for you to help you do just that. It says fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right and stand up for your beliefs. the outcome will be in your favor, Gemini. So once you decide what's working for you and what isn't, and you do sort of a decluttering of your life in terms of friends that no longer make you feel great, the sort of situations that aren't doing you justice, and I feel like maybe surroundings that aren't doing much for you anymore, perhaps a change of scenery, that might be a new home, that might be just finding a new place to hang out, a lovely new beauty spot to take walks in. I feel like anything new, anything sort of that lifts you is going to be of great importance, Gemini. But overall, I mean, Justice cards talk about, sorry, get my words out, a time when you sort of feel like the right outcome has come to pass. You've brought it about yourself, so you're feeling like a sense of pride. That you're like, yeah, I know I did the right thing. My life feels so much more balanced. You can see this little balancing apparatus here. It's that balance of truth and justice balanced out together, and it's doing what's right for you. It's what you know is right, but what is best for you at this time, Gemini. You've been spending a lot of time, I feel, appeasing other people, and that has felt quite difficult to keep up with. And now finally you've said, you know what, I'm going to concentrate on me for a while. And that is absolutely the right thing. So July, I feel, is going to be you going, no, you know what, I know this is what's best for me. I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm going to stand up for what I believe is right for me. And I feel like if you have been going through something other than an inner conflict, so an outer conflict in terms of a difficult situation, it will finally come to a close in July, and you'll be able to breathe that sigh of relief and go, right, that part of my life is done now. I did the best I could with the information I had, and now I'm going to give back to myself because I deserve it. And that takes us into August. Look at this. The moment you set the past aside and you make decisions that are best for you, you step into your power once again. So it says here, this is a card of absolute encouragement. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. So here now in August time is when you start to feel your confidence returning, and it couldn't come at a better time, Gemini, because you've definitely done the work. You've done sort of a decluttering of your life, and you've put situations to rest finally, and now you can please yourself, do what you want to do, because there are so many things that you've wanted to do for yourself that you put on the back burner for other people and because of other circumstances. But now all of that has been resolved. In July, August time is your time to shine. It says don't underestimate yourself. You might have a habit of convincing yourself that you can't be more than you are, but that couldn't be more wrong, Gemini. This card indicates so much in you that's just dying to come out. You have all this, you're much, much braver than you give yourself credit for one thing. But you have so much untapped potential, particularly on the creative side of things. You are really needing at this time to tap into your creativity. So whatever kind of artist you are, whether it's a painter, a writer, a singer, or it's something like woodwork or model making, or something that you're just creating something, making something, possibly that may even outlive you. You're looking to sort of put your mark on the world and leave a legacy of some sort, leave something behind that says you were here. And you absolutely have the opportunity to do that now. And you've been wanting to do something like that so that you can complete a project and say, yeah, I did that. And it's done now, and look at that, I feel proud of myself and feel a sense of achievement. That is what August is going to bring for you. And fire cards are about the things that really light a spark in our soul. So I feel like you'll tap into something that you're really excited and inspired by. This keywording at the top here is really quite significant, because this is how other people perceive you. And I think a lot of the time you're not aware of that, and you don't see the same qualities in yourself. But this is confirmation here that people see you as confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. People look up to you, Gemini, and it's important to remember that, because you don't often see much value in yourself. But if you look harder at what other people can see, you'll start to see the value that lies dormant in you, that you need to tap into and really show the world what you're made of. The world needs your light, Gemini. And then going into September, we've got happier times ahead. It's the Knight of Water here, and it says falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. Now this is really quite interesting, because this card came out, as I said, for Taurus, and it was a completely different vibe. I was saying to Taurus how falling in love and wedding proposals doesn't have to indicate a romantic partnership. It can mean falling in love with life, for example, or partnering with the right people. But I do get a sense that for you, it is of a romantic nature. I feel like you might meet the perfect person in September if you're single and you're looking. I feel like if you're already in a relationship, something will be reignited. Perhaps you haven't had a lot of time for each other because you've been dealing with life and stuff, and getting over things, and sort of clearing the path for something new. And what that does is that renews the energy around you and helps you to reconnect as a couple. Wedding proposals might not be for you, it might be someone around you, because it says an invitation to a social event. So it may well be that you get an invitation to an engagement party. But, you know, if the time is right for you and you're with the right person, it could mean that you're ready to propose, or someone may propose to you. What I love about this card as well is that there is so much indicative of play here. So you've got the dolphins hidden in the depths there, but he's also riding a dolphin, and dolphins are symbols of play, of fun. So I do feel like September time, after feeling like such a heavy energy before July, and then things sort of really resolving well in July time, and then August being a time where you sort of regain a lot of confidence and you start feeling like you can plan things and inspire to do new things. I feel like in September it's going to be about social events and socializing and getting yourself seen and heard and out into the world again, because you may have been a bit of a shut-in while life seemed a bit more serious for a while there. So you'll be keen to get out there and have fun and remember what you used to enjoy before life took over. And the more you do that, it's just going to attract more joy for you and more sort of deeper connections in every respect, in relationships, in friendships, in families, at work, because you're going to be emanating with a brighter light than you were before. This sort of dimmed your sparkle for a while, Gemini, and now come September time, you'll have shed all of that and that'll have fallen away, and what's left is the brilliant, bright and shiny you that they all knew was there all along. But you know, sometimes life does take over and drags us down for a bit, but this is proof that it can always be overcome. Your angels want to remind you that, again, this key wording here is how other people perceive you, and whilst they already thought you were a confident, warm, friendly person, come September time, they're going to see that there is a new depth of emotion that you're expressing, that you're showing yourself to be a romantic person, that you're enthusiastic about life again, and you're having deep thoughts about the meaning of everything, that you're sharing more openly with people, which is proving to be quite surprising to others who have known you for a while, that you're opening up a bit more, and they're really liking seeing that side of you. So come September time, I feel like you're going to be able to sort of really gauge a significant change in yourself. By the time you get there, you're going to look back at all of this and think, wow, I did really well to get through that, and I didn't know that I would. And yet here I am. I got here and I feel so much better because I've shed a lot of that dead weight that I was carrying along, and now I can be lighter and freer in life. It's really lovely energy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to clarify these cards with a bit of additional information. So let's have a look by using the Energy Oracle, which has a lovely sort of angelic vibe about it. Let's have a look and see what else they have to say about these months. Okay, wow. Okay, so we've got for July, we've got journey. And I feel like you have been on a little bit of a spiritual journey here, like realizing that you can no longer carry on as you have been, and that, you know, things need to be resolved and sorted out. You start this lovely, more confident personal journey that is going to serve a more positive purpose in your life. So let's have a look and see. I love that, you know, she's got her bags packed and she's following the signs, she's on the path, and I feel like by the time you hit sort of August time, you feel like you're on the right track, and she's definitely finding her way, and so are you. So here we have, for the month of August, caring connections. Look at that. We were talking about spreading your wings and flying, finding your confidence again, being more creative, being more in touch with who you are inside. That's really starting to show, and it's helping to bolster all of your personal relationships. So whether with a romantic partner, with your friendships, with your relationships to your work colleagues, as you sort of begin to shine brighter, they're going to pick up on it, and more people are going to want to be in your space, in your area, being around you and absorbing that energy. You know, they're just going to find you really sort of intriguing to be around, and that in that sense, you'll start making connections that will only strengthen your way to this you a lot quicker. And look at this, oh my gosh. So it says a man holding a coin, and this card is all about abundance. So here we have you moving into a more positive time, which is, you know, positive emotions, enthusiasm, sort of social events, balancing your emotions, and finally feeling like you've ditched all the negative stuff and you've moved on to more positive. And that brings about a lot more opportunity, a lot more abundance. And abundance doesn't just mean money. It can mean people's time, people's energy, people offering their support and help to you. And it can mean an abundance of love too. So it can mean that, you know, your family and personal connections just strengthen. And I really love that you're moving into more fruitful times. You're getting on track. You're showing people what you're made of, and then you're celebrating the spoils of that and seeing the results of the work that you've done. And I think by the time you hit September, you're going to feel like really proud of yourself for how far you've come. Because I can see for definite, you've come a long way from here, which is where you are now. By the end of September, you're feeling like your heart is full again, and that you're less stuck in the negative and worry of life as you were before. That in itself is a gift. Okay, so we're going to get just some final clarification from the angels, just to get some definitive answers to back these cards up. Look at that. Okay, so for July, communicate clearly. And this was about, remember how I said you were going to start telling people, you know what, this doesn't work for me anymore? This card just really does back that up. You're going to be speaking your truth, Gemini, and you've been holding it in for quite a while. So by July, you're going to be like, no, I'm not putting up with this anymore. This isn't working for me. I need to cut this part of my life out. This needs to be done and dusted so that I can move on, so that I can get on track for my personal journey. So the more you speak out and be clear about what you want, the universe will hear you and respond. Okay, look at this. So for August, you've got within the next few months. So as you move into a more positive headspace and you start making connections with the right people, and people start to pick up on a change of energy in you, it will only take a few months from the August point where you get sort of more relief and you're on the right track. Within a few months of that, you're going to see results that will stun you, Gemini. So I feel like this is saying, okay, so you're starting on the right foot here, you're on the right track, you've got the right people around you. You know, by September you're flying, and you're seeing sort of the lovely spoils of all your hard work. But it's saying within the next few months. So I would say from August, we're talking November time. November is going to be looking lovely for you, Gemini. So, and finally, look at this. There is something better. And this is a time where you are seeing that there is much more to life than you could see when you were embroiled in all of this. There's something better for you. There is a better life for you, Gemini, and you are just uncovering it. It's like you've unlocked it, and it's been there all along, but you're unable to tap into it, because when we're going through hardships and things that are difficult, it's easy to see the path ahead. It's not easy to see the path ahead. And this is saying you're now aware there's a better life for you waiting, and you're starting to tap into it. And I really, really love that I can see this unfolding for you over the next few months, Gemini. Fantastic cards. It's been lovely reading for you today. I'd really love it if you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for future readings, and share this video with anyone you feel would find it useful or interesting. And then visit back and leave comments in the boxes below, and just let me know how you got on. Because I'd love to know over the next few months how this unfolds for you and how it came to be. So don't forget to come back. Come visit Angeltopia TV. I'd love to hear how you're getting along. But yeah, beautiful cards, Gemini. I wish you love and blessings, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.